Apiro. Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. How you doing? We are back with part 2 of 101 facts about Australia. And let me just say right off the bat, I do understand this video. I read the comments. It's a little bit controversial. There's some bullshit, shall we say, in these facts. I'm gonna try to, recognize it, call it out. That's kind of difficult to do when most of the information is new to me. But hey, I already started with the first 50. I can't just quit now. I do kind of look at that as a challenge, though. And I understand why this video has a lot of thumbs down now. Apparently a lot of it is kind of BS. But let's see if we can call it out and see if we can learn anything. Let's go.
You won.
He was just talking about how convicts are sent to Australia.
More
Who knew? Or back in the day.
horrible crimes like, vicious murder would still be punishable by death. So actually it was mainly people like thieves and people who had damaged property who would be sent there rather than the worst of the worst. Wait, why are we showing a picture of Suicide Squad? They're not even that bad. Number 52.
And if you were a real bad thief, you went to Tasmania.
The prisoners were sent in hulks. No, not that one, and also in. Ew. Hulks were huge transportation ships. 300 convicts could be crammed inside the 65-metre-long boat for the 4-month journey. Many people on board died because of diseases such as typhoid and cholera, and there was probably very poor on-board entertainment. Number 53. In all, around 164,000 convicts were sent to Australia between 17...
I'm sorry, how many?
In all, around 164,000 convicts were sent to Australia between 1788
That is a boatload.
and 1860.
Actually, it sounds like that's what, like 3,000 boatloads? No. 300 boatloads?
68. Number 54. On an unrelated note, in 1851, Australia had a gold rush and went gold crazy. This began by Edward
They're still pretty gold crazy. I mean, have you seen that giant gold coin?
Hargreaves discovering a grain of
That's pretty cool, the giant Australian gold coin.
gold in a watering hole near Bathurst. This brought many immigrants from all over the world hoping to cash in on the gold. There's now about 1 million websites that do that for you, so you're only, 166 years late? Number 55.
I mean, gold it's still, it went up in value a lot just the last couple of years.
They have a lot of longest evers in Oz. For example, Australia has the longest railway track at 480 kilometres, the longest ever road at 146 kilometres, and the longest ever fence that runs for 5,400 kilometres starting at Queensland to South Australia.
Oh my god. That is actually an insane
For 5,400
fence.
kilometres starting at Queensland to South Australia.
What is the purpose of that fence? It was originally built in the late 1800s and early 1900s to protect crops from rabbits. It's called the dingo fence. It was later modified to protect sheep from dingoes. Wow. That's amazing. I'm just trying to imagine building a fence 3,000 kilometers long.
Number 56. The country has a very long sporting history, but does not officially have a national sport. The most
Really? I would have thought it was AFL.
popular are cricket, rugby league, and Australian rules football. I wonder what that is.
I know what that is.
But
It's very entertaining.
57. Well past Sam from a few seconds ago, Australian rules football, also known as Australian football, dates back to the 19th century and looks very similar to rugby, but they can pick up the ball. No, I don't understand it either. Mind you,
I think that was an egregious... like AFL fans, footy fans, as they call them. I think they are kind of upset by that description.
I barely understand soccer at the best of times anyway. Number 58. The Ashes are a test cricket series that is exclusively played between England and Australia, and is a topic that will surely start an argument with any man from either country over the age of 50. The first commenced in 1883, and so far total wins are a draw, with each country winning 32 series each. Number 59. The urn, the trophy of the Ashes, contains the ashes of a cricket bale, not a dead relative or anything. That would be awful. It was speculated for many years, though, that it was the ashes of Lord Darnley's mother-in-law, which makes the whole sport a hell of a lot weirder if they were playing for dead women's remains. Ugh. Number 60. The Australian box jellyfish is known as the world's most venomous marine animal known to mankind. A touch of its tentacles can make a human experience cardiac arrest within minutes, a bit like me with women. Number 61. They also have
Okay, is that really true? Is that exaggerated at all?
the world's happiest animal, the quokka. Oh. They are descendants of wallabies and koalas known as marsupials. And they're also the size of a domestic cat, and they're also so cute. I mean, look at it. Oh.
How have I never heard about this thing?
Number 60.
The quacker?
They are descendants. They also have the world's happiest animal, the quokka. Oh.
Quokka? Oh, you know what? That's the animal that Roger Federer took a picture with.
Oh. They are descendants of wallabies
I remember now. Rottnest Island.
and koalas known as marsupials. And they're also the size of a domestic cat, and they're also so cute. I mean, look at it. Oh. Number 62. Australia seems to love poker. The country is home to
I did not know that.
20% of the world's poker machines, and across 2003 and 4, gamblers
Okay, there's a bit of a difference between a poker machine and poker.
lost 16.21 billion Aussie dollars.
Wait, is he talking about... Hold on. He's talking about pokies, which is like slot machines. And I guess you guys call them poker machines, but it has nothing to do with poker.
2003 and 4, gamblers lost 16.21 billion Aussie dollars. Number 63. We owe great thanks to the country for many, many things, including the word selfie. The word first
You guys started selfies. I don't know if I owe you a thanks or a punch in the face.
appeared
Just kidding. Selfies are super iconic.
in an online ABC, that's Australian Broadcasting Corporation, forum post, where a drunk user uploaded a self-portrait, also known as a selfie. Nintendo 64. The word was named International Word of the Year 2013 by Oxford Dictionaries, and in 2016, 24 billion selfies were uploaded to Google. Wow, we are a vain bunch, aren't we? Thanks, Aussies, for pointing that out. Number 65.
I
Bushfire
remember when people took selfies with like a disposable camera. But it really took off once the flip phones with the cameras on them. And then once iPhone came out with a front-facing camera. Actually, I don't know if that was iPhone first or what cell phone came out with the front-facing camera first. But that's when it was all over. Selfies galore.
and forest fires are very common in the country because of the heat, but... Number 65. Bushfires and forest fires are very common in the country because of the heat, but some of the trees can actually explode. Eucalyptus trees produce flammable oil, so when there's a forest fire, then boom goes the tree. Number 66. In 1975,
Is that on footage somewhere?
the country's government
'Cause I would love to see that.
got into a budget squabble to the point the government couldn't be funded anymore. The Queen, or rather the Queen's official representative, Sir John Kerr, resolved this government shutdown by just firing the Prime Minister outright.
What? That's insane. This happens in America like every year. But that's so iconic, dude. She fired the PM.
John Kerr resolved this government shutdown by just firing the Prime Minister
I mean, that doesn't sound very democratic, but
outright.
pretty badass.
Number 67. This new Prime Minister
Wait,
essentially dismissed every single person from Parliament too, meaning there were new elections, and it was basically the political equivalent of a reset switch.
what?
That's what you...
I need to know more about this.
Number 67.
I just need to hear what year this was.
This new Prime Minister essentially dismissed
Shoot.
squabble to the numbers the government couldn't. In 1975, the country
1975. Let me write that down. Sorry. That sounded
Prime
very
Minister-
interesting.
the political government has never shut down again since. Number 68. Green ants can also be found in Australia, as well as in a surprising amount of stuff too. They're used as an ingredient to accompany things like lemonade and goat's cheese.
What?
A new gin is even being launched this year, which includes green ants as the main ingredients.
Green ants? Green ants? The bugs? You use that in lemonade? Greenhead ant. I did see that, like, over here in America, we crush up some kind of little bug and it makes a red dye. Is that what this is? Does this make, like, a yellow-green dye? Whoa. Interesting.
Yummy. Rather stereotypically, Crocodile Dundee is Australia's highest grossing film at 47 million Australian dollars. This is more than double Australian mega smash Mad Max Fury Road.
Is that really the #1 grossing film in Australia ever? I mean, obviously, like, the film industry... Well, you guys turn out a ton of world-famous actors. But I guess the film production industry, not very big in Australia. But $47 million? I would have thought Crocodile Dundee did more than that. I mean, I don't know if these are adjusted for inflation. Probably not, but... Like, Avatar did $3 billion. It's just ridiculous. Honestly, not even that good a movie.
Million Australian dollars. This is more than double Australian mega smash Mad Max Fury Road, which garnered 21 million Aussie dollars. Number 70. Rather vainly, the second highest grossing film ever is the Hugh Jackman drama named Australia. Babe is third. Oh, Babe. That'll do, pig.
Babe is an Australian film? Honestly, I had no freaking idea this was an Australian film. This was a huge film. I mean, this is an iconic childhood film. And I didn't know it was Australian. How is this only number 3? This only made like $10 million? Or wait, it did $254 at the box office. Am I missing something, guys? Okay, either I'm misunderstanding something or this guy's wrong. This Babe made $250 million.
Do, pig.
Maybe he's talking about only in Australia?
Number 71. The best-selling single in Australia, however, isn't Babe-like at all. It is, instead, LMFAO's understated and subtle masterpiece party rock anthem at over 1 million sales across the country.
You know, somehow I believe that, like, it kind of does encapsulate some of Australian culture. It's a very fun, upbeat song. Feel good.
Number 72.
That's pretty cool.
This is closely followed by Candle in the Wind 1997 by Elton John, the song he re-released and sang specifically for Princess Diana after she died. Wow, that got beaten by Party Rockin' in the House Tonight. Princess Di is probably shuffling in her grave. Oh, I don't. That might be too harsh. Number
Too soon.
73. Australia is known for being quite strict in terms of censorship in movies, TV, and video games.
Really?
Several video games have actually been completely banned outright in Australia, including Hotline Miami 2, Wrong Number, Leisure Suit Larry, Magna Cum Laude,
What the hell is that?
and Manhunt. Number 74.
That's kind of random. So, not like GTA? I don't even know those games.
Number 74. One such title that was partially censored was South Park: The Stick of Truth, which was banned because of a particular scene involving, well, there's no other way to say it, anal probing. It was instead replaced with this image of a koala crying because, of course, it was.
That's awesome. I want to read what they said. Bad news, Australia. This part is censored for you, too. Here's aliens attempt to forcibly improbe your rectum with dildo. Okay, I'm not reading this.
Number 75. Let me tell you a little story. One morning in 1967, the then Prime Minister, Harold Holt, went to Cheviot Beach in Victoria. Holt decided to go swimming despite the heavy tide because why not? Well,
What a legend.
here's why not. He then completely disappeared out of view without a sound or a trace. Number 76. There was a range of wild theories about what
Pretty badass.
happened to Holt. Some thought a shark attack, some thought a CIA assassination, some even thought Chinese submarines got to him.
Wait, he died?
Number 70.
Hold up.
Despite the heavy tide, because why not?
What the? I didn't know he died. I assumed he just got lost for a little bit. His presumed death. I don't know if there's more to this story, but if there is, I need to know it, because that is insane. That is insane. I'm writing that down. Harold Holt, death. Whoa.
Went to Cheviot Beach in Victoria. Holt decided to disappear. without a sound or a trace.
Rest in peace.
Number 76. There was a range of wild theories about what happened to Holt. Some thought a shark attack, some thought a CIA assassination, some even thought Chinese submarines got to him. Number 77. Eventually, though, 40 years later, authorities have concluded he simply drowned, and his body was never found. Maybe that's something for all-time connies to tackle at some point. Damn, see, you scary. Number 78.
That is very mysterious sounding. I could see how a lot of conspiracies were spawned out of that event.
By the way, in case you're wondering how many beaches there are, the University of Sydney counted 10,685 beaches throughout the country. Got 10,685 problems, but a beach ain't one. Haha.
Pretty funny. What makes like a beach end and another one begin?
Number 79.
Just the sand?
The fish industry is now a multi-billion-dollar business in Australia. It's clearly a big part of their diet. In fact, they consume around 16 kilograms per person of fish each year.
Per person. 35 pounds. That's like, isn't that nearly, what happened? Isn't that nearly like 3 pounds a day? Or not a day, a month?
No.
3 pounds a month is no joke. That's quite a lot.
Consume around 16 kilograms per person
But fish are good for you.
of fish each year.
I need to eat more fish. That's what my doctor tells me.
Number 80. The Christmas Islands can get a bit nippy, and no, I don't mean the weather, LOL. I mean the crabs. There are 120 million red crabs living in the forest who then walk back into the sea for wet season. Number 81.
Okay.
Before it was named Melbourne, Melbourne was shortly called Batmania. This isn't just because they love bats, although I don't know if they do, but it was actually named this after one of its founders and a man with frankly the coolest name ever, John Batman. Number 82.
Oh, why'd they change it?
Batmania, oh fine, I'll call it Melbourne, is actually quite a progressive place apparently. For instance, it started Australia's first gay and lesbian radio in 1993 called Joy Radio. Number 83.
Okay.
If you want to know some hot Australian words, well, here are some. Cotton candy, or candy floss as we call it in the UK, is known as fairy floss in Australia. They also call all other sweets, or candy as you Americans call it, lollies.
All sweets are lollies?
Number 84.
What do you call a lollipop? I thought lollies were just like hard candy. That's confusing to me.
Candy as you Americans call it, lollies.
Candy is a very broad term.
Number 84. Rather confusingly too, flip-flops over there are called thongs. That's just a mistake waiting to happen, isn't it? Number 85.
That's gonna be like the first fact I ever learned about Australia.
The hottest temperature ever recorded in the Oz was 50.7 degrees Celsius. That's 123.3 Fahrenheit.
Damn.
By the way. The lowest was minus 23 degrees, which is minus 9.4 Fahrenheit, also known as the temperature where your nipples become lethal weapons.
It's pretty freaking cold.
Number 86. There is a...
Although it can get down to that cold here in Indiana as well.
become
It cannot get to 123 though. It can hit 100.
minus 23 degrees. Number 86. There is a myth that the word kangaroo comes from the Gugu Yimithir, an Aboriginal language, phrase for I don't understand you. It's said when Captain Cook was exploring the land, he asked natives what the animal was called. They replied, kangaroo, also known as I don't understand you, which he then thought was the name of the animal. What a great story. Unfortunately,
That sounds like bullshit.
it was debunked in 1970. Number 87.
That would be really funny, but that just sounds so absurd.
Pom or pommy is Aussie slang for English or sometimes British people, so a hello from Pommy Island. It apparently originates from being short for pomegranate, which in itself is rhyming slang for immigrant. Oh, come on, guys, that doesn't even remotely rhyme. What about, immigrant? Yeah, no, I can't think of anything now, but there are better ones out there, surely. Number...
You call them pomegranates because that rhymes with immigrant? I guess there were a lot of immigrants from Britain.
The country is home to many innovators
But that's so random.
and inventors, as well as spiders and crabs, so that's nice. The black box on aeroplanes was invented by Dr. David Warren of Australia.
Okay.
The note...
The black box, that's one of those inventions that's a really cool thing.
Pad was invented by J.A. Black Box, and aeroplanes was invented by Dr. David Warren of Australia. The no
What is a black box made out of to make it, like, indestructible? What a cool idea the black box is. It's very, like, a mysterious type of thing.
Pad was invented by J.A. Birchall, also of Australia, and the dual flush toilet by Bruce Thompson of Australia.
Those are catching on over here in America.
Number 89. Actually, in 1856, Victoria and South Australia were the first to introduce the secret ballot, the idea of voting in secret little booths which are...
Wow, okay. That's a pretty huge contribution to democracy right there. The secret ballot. I mean, that's a big deal. If people are looking at your ballot and pressuring you, that gives a lot of pressure onto you for who you might vote for. So, good idea.
Considerably more secure. This spread to Europe, the UK, and the US by 1884, so woo! Privacy and democracy. Number 90. Anzac Day is a national anniversary for the first military action of Australia and New Zealander troops in World War I. It's on the 25th of April, by the way, in case you want to pop that down in your diary. Number 91. Boomerangs were invented and used as a weapon by the Aborigines. Yep, you're welcome, Digger Harkness. The boomerangs were used for hunting, so if your projectile missed, it would zip right back your way anyway.
Is that really... I never understood that. Is that actually, like, the intention of the boomerang? Because I remember reacting to boomerang hunting, which there's not a lot of videos on that. I might have to do it again, because it was quite fun to see someone trying to do it. But it's not like the boomerang obviously didn't come back. Maybe that goes without saying. I don't know. But you throw it at a frickin' bush or a tree, it doesn't come back to you. I have no idea how to make a boomerang come back to you. You have to throw it at the perfect angle into the sky. So, it's a bit mysterious to me, the whole idea of the boomerang.
Number 92. The sweet, somber, and, funky sound of the didgeridoo is also another invention by the Aboriginals. Nobody quite knows where it came from, but depending on who's looking at it, it can have up to 14 different names. Wow. Number 93. Traditionally, only men can play the instrument at ceremonial occasions, though there are some women didgeridooers who play it informally. Those rebels, crushing the patriarchy one didgeridoo at a time. Number 94. The Dreamtime is the Aboriginal belief of the...
Is the didgeridoo... I mean, does it have any, like, holes in it or anything to play, or is it all played just with your, like, mouth sounds? It sounds really cool. So I have no idea how they make all those sounds with just their mouth going through this tube. You know what? I'm going to react to a whole video about just the didgeridoo. Because I hate being ignorant about something like that. All right.
The creation of life. Aborigines call the beginning of time the dreaming and believe that their ancestors rose from the ground and formed parts of nature like water, animals, and the sky. Wow, well done those ancestors. I mean, look at it. It looks great. Well, good job, guys. Number 95. Whales, the animal, not the country, were an important totem for certain groups of Aboriginal people. They considered them a holy resource, and they used their fat to make utensils and bones to make weapons. Number 96. Like kangaroo, the names dingo, koala, and wombat all originate from the Aboriginal language too. Number 97.
These are coming at me rapid fire now, okay? Didn't we already talk about the origin of the kangaroo? It does not mean I don't know what you said.
Number 96. Like kangaroo, the names dingo, koala, and wombat all...
Oh, he said like kangaroo, okay.
All originate from the Aboriginal language too. Number 97. The Aboriginals are also an artistic bunch too. Caves were decorated with bright Aboriginal art, which forms images with small dots and carving, telling stories of their families and moments in time. And they're very pretty, aren't they? Number 98. Even though the British adverts for it clearly state that Foster's Lager is enjoyed throughout Australia, it, isn't. They actually prefer stuff like Victoria Bitter. That's right, Britain. We've been sold a lie.
I need to find myself some Australian beer. That would be really cool. That would be a cool video, huh? Trying Australian beer. Most popular Australian beers. This is a thread about what beer is most popular. This guy says in Queensland, Great Northern. Okay. All right, this guy confirms the thing about Foster's. He says XXXX, or 4X, or Great Northern for Queensland. Carlton Drought, Tooheys Haze, VB, Melbourne Bitter, Cooper's Emu. Oh man, I would love to try all this. Then again, the beer I drink is mostly considered, you know, like American piss shit. Like Bud Light.
Number 99.
Oh boy, 99.
Despite its peaky bits I was talking about earlier, and no, I'm not on about the hard nipples again, it's the lowest and flattest country in the world. The lowest point is Lake Eyre, 15 miles beneath sea level, and their highest is Mount Kosciuszko.
Number 100.
Here we go, guys.
Pretty stones, known as opals, that really do look like what I imagine infinity stones look like in real life, primarily come from Australia. In fact, 95% of them do.
Oh my god.
Number 1.
Opals come from... I forgot there were 101. I was gonna be like, that's a fun fact, I guess. What birthstone is opal? That's what I'm thinking right now. Opal birthstone. October. I have a bunch of people in my family born in October, so I probably should have known that.
101! Well done for making it this far in the video if you're from Australia. Not because of the content, I
I'm not.
mean, that's high quality. But I mean because of the internet. Australia, apparently, is very well known for having very, very poor internet connection speeds.
They invented Wi-Fi.
They're ranked 51st in the world when it comes to internet speed, with a rate of 8.5 megabytes per second.
8.5. Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty freaking bad, guys. Oh my god. You guys deserve some better internet. You deserve it. This was 7 years ago. I wonder how it's improved. Here we go. Sovereign nations by internet connection speed. Perfect. Where's Australia? Where's Australia? 60. So it's a lot better than it used to be 7 years ago. But you guys are 94th. Damn. Let's see what USA is at. Oh, wow. New Zealand is way higher up here. 166. And United States. Well, this is measuring something else. 254. Wish my internet was that fast.
To be fair, when outside looks like this, why do you need the internet? I know why. To
Facts.
listen to pommies like me talking all over things. Haha. I'm bored.
Wow. Well, what do you think, guys? I think overall it was entertaining. I do understand there was some misleading crap in there. But then again, I also don't know exactly how much misleading stuff there was in there. I was able to catch some of it. But also there were some interesting things. I got some video ideas that I need to learn about as well. So I'm not mad. Thank you for watching. We made it through. I'll see you guys tomorrow.